Alrighty. The game we're going to be playing today is Space Quest 1. This is the VGA version. It was, I believe it was released in 1991. The original was done way back in like 1989, I think. Yeah, so it's the first one in the series. It's one of my favorite series actually. It's got really good humor. Can be a little bit frustrating at times just because it can be quite hard to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. They are definitely good games though. I think my favorite in this series is probably either number 4 or maybe number 5. Number 5's pretty good. Number 4 was actually the first one to introduce vocals and voice, and like a voice for the voiceover dialogue, which really kind of brought a lot to the series. For some reason though, the 5th game they kind of moved away from the voice dialogue for the 5th one, and then they brought it back in the 6th. So the 5th one's more kind of like comic book style, but yeah, it's still a really good game. I think up to the 4th you can have issues with the gameplay where, like, if you forget to pick something up, you could get like right towards the end of the game and then just realize that you're stuck and you've got to go way back and figure out what you've done wrong. Whereas I think the 5th and definitely the 6th, you don't run into that issue because it's kind of designed so you can't end up getting yourself stuck. It's been a while since I've actually played this series. I had them all on, I've actually still got the discs for them actually. The Space Quest collection, which I think came out in like, Jesus, maybe like sometime in the 90s, I think the original one did. Okay, so what have we got? As we join our story, the crew of the Arcada is returning home to Xenon after a successful mission developing the star generator. Exhilarated by their accomplishments, they are oblivious to the fact that a sinister craft approaches from behind them. So what do we got here? You're startled by the sound of an alarm. Breaking through it, the intercom crackles with the frightened voice of a technician shouting that the Arcada has been boarded by unknown intruders. The transmission ends abruptly in a soundstorm of white noise, soon overtaken by the cold dim of silence.
The strike sequence is engaged. 15 minutes till detonation.
Hear the overly cheerful voice of the ship's computer say, "Destruct sequence engaged, 15 minutes till detonation." Okay, so that's where we begin. I'm just going to quickly sort this volume out. Okay, hopefully that's good. Yeah, so let's get into it. My timer's fortunately paused at the moment. Yeah, this bit can be the actual original game, funnily enough, had the timer that you had to do it in, but didn't actually have it displayed on the screen anywhere, which made it a lot harder. Well, not really harder, it was just you didn't really know how much time you had left to do stuff. So first things I'm going to do is save here quickly, and we will do some exploring. So the interface for this is quite cool. You can walk, you can look at stuff, you can pick stuff up, you can talk, but you can also smell and you can also taste things. So for instance, we could look at this red alert sign. The light's flashing. Let's see, that seems to ring a distant bell. Oh yeah, now you remember. It means that all living things now aboard the ship could die due to some disastrous situation that currently exists. Whatever the case, some personal hide preservation is in order. Bit of a shock there from something. You can also... Boy, was that a bad idea. Your tongue now bears the residue left behind by adventurers who, like yourself, have shown a need to press various and sundry organs against the sign. Okay. Enough of tasting random things here. We will move along. It seems as though there's a dead guy at the bottom of the screen there. Okay, what do we got in here? Some kind of computery thing. Let's have a look at that one. This is the model DX cartridge retrieval unit. Its function is to retrieve and return cartridges from and to the storage unit. It is currently empty. So the thing here, which I've completely forgot about, and I will have to... A moment. The way that these older games work is there wasn't really any copyright protection at the time, like in terms of like disc put on the actual disc copyright protection. So the way that they used to do it is they would kind of have, like, you'd have your game manual that came with the game, and they would put some kind of information in there that you'd have to refer to, like the game would make a reference to it. You'd have to refer to your physical manual to figure out how to get past whatever bit it was, and that was kind of their way of stopping people from copying the games. So I've just got to get the manual that you get with the game up so that we've got that just in case. Alright, so this is the operation console of the data archive unit. There is a CRT and a chair. Good old CRT monitors. Data cartridges are stored in these secure storage modules. Now I believe there's not really anything we can do with this at this time. Pretty sure that we need to find a reference to the data manual that we need to look up on here. So yeah, so we've got this keypad obviously, and we can't really do anything with that at the moment because we need some kind of idea of what these symbols refer to. So we will leave that for now, and we will have a look around elsewhere. So where is Milwaukee? Milwaukee instruction. Oh, okay, so here we go. The door opens. A man you recognize as one of the head lab scientists stumbles into the room. He appears to be in some serious need of abdoceal abdomen filler. After only a few steps, he hits the floor with a disconcerting thud. You don't look too well. Hopefully we can do something for him. Let's just drop this volume a little bit more. Probably about there's good, I think. Maybe about there. Okay. So, let's have a look at him. A large laser hole has been burned in his uniform, giving you a nice view of previously unexposed tissue. Struggling painfully, he props himself up on one elbow. Doesn't really look like he's propping himself up, but okay. Let's have a chat to him. His lips move. It's always helpful when you're talking. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's a decapitated head. The star generator is in danger. The Arcada is under attack. You better get off this skull if you value your life, Wilco. Look at me, I lost my head. You don't want to end up like me. Just before his systems cease all functions short of decay, he looks over towards the shelves full of cartridges and utters, "Stars!" with one last gasp. His lifeless form slumps to the floor. Okay, so that's obviously our clue. We need to find one that refers to stars. So, in my little manual here, we've got a whole bunch of those kind of symbols, well, combinations of those symbols that we saw before, and one of them refers to stars, so we will try that one out. Okay. So first one we need is this one here. Then this one, which looks kind of like an H. This one here, which is kind of like a U, I guess you could say. And this one that's almost like an E. Cool. Cartridge fountain now retrieving. Alright, little robot man's getting our cartridge for us. And we will take that. Sure, it will come in handy at some point. Cool, so what we can do is go to our inventory. Oh, we've got something else in here too, actually. We'll look at the cartridge. It's a cartridge from the Arcada's data archive. Doesn't give us a lot more info on it, that's cool. And we also have 3 Buckazoids. So Buckazoids are like the currency in this world. Alright, I think maybe we'll try talking to this guy again, see if we can help him out. His audible forms of communication will be limited to what he can convey through the venting of bodily gases. Very nice. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. You actually have to be quite quick in this part, because once that timer goes down, you are dead. So we'll try to be fast. It would be good to kind of be able to have it. Okay, so this bit here, when you hear footsteps, you can be killed. Doesn't really indicate which way they come from though, usually. We'll just risk it. So we kind of need to go in this elevator. Oh, we're coming from behind. Might be in trouble. Yes, we are in trouble. We are dead. Aliens observed their handiwork briefly before looking for others to process in similar fashion. As you lie on the floor in a smouldering carb-gelatinous heap, you just can't help but wonder why you bothered getting up this morning. Well, damn. The only annoying thing is you actually have to wait in this room for that guy to show up before you can progress here. I'm pretty sure, unless maybe walking over here triggers it. Nope, doesn't seem that way. Data archive, blah blah blah, we already read that. Data retrieval unit. Okay, so basically we just have to hang out here for a bit. I believe we can actually use some commands and stuff and that won't affect our time. I wouldn't be violating his airspace if I were you. And see what he smells like. Oh, okay, so let's guess we're staying out of that guy's airspace. There we go. Cool. Now, let us... Okay, I might just save it here actually. Alright. Go through the door. Come on. It's not that hard. Okie dokie. So yeah, so the footsteps thing, okay, we got it this time. It is random though, so you can
Till destination.
you can get through these bits without them actually showing up at all. Failing to notice anyone or anything in the room, the Sarien guards decide to check elsewhere. Way to go, Roger. Roger being our name. Roger Wilco is our name. So we'll have a quick look at these guys on the ground. Cursory glance indicates that Dave, a lab technician, is dead. Normally you wouldn't be able to tell, except that his intestines are hanging out of the scorched opening where his abdominal wall used to be. You remember that he was forced to serve in the Xenon National Guard, but he wasn't bitter. This is one of the head research scientists, Blanche. You wanted to get to know her a little better, however, seeing her ruptured chest walls reveal more about her than you were hoping to learn. Cool, so I think one of these fellows has something on them. Not Blanche. Blanche has nothing. Maybe Dave has something for us. Search Dave. No, Dave has nothing either. Okay. Definitely one of these bodies has something that we can use. Maybe that one up there. We'll try that one. Okay, who have we got here? Saw that remains of Jerry, one of the few techno dudes aboard who sometimes tolerated your company. Your low clearance excluded you from visiting him during the performance of his duties in the elegant lower level airlock of the Arcada. Well, maybe Jerry has something for us. Search Jerry's body and find a keycard. Okay, so that will definitely come in handy. I believe the keycard is for one of the elevators that you can't enter without it. It's kind of like locked. Okay, footsteps. Hopefully from at the top. Or we're in trouble. Okay, we're good. So we'll just pop in here. Not sure what this room is. Some more murdered people on the ground here. I'm probably just gonna kind of take my time for this first area, and then I'm probably gonna have to replay it through a lot quicker to beat this timer, because it's not very forgiving, which is kind of a shame, because I mean a lot of the charm of this game is finding a lot of the dialogue. Yet another crewman's motionless body. It reduces the shine of the floor wax. Hugh doesn't look too neat and clean with his lungs hanging out like that. Yeah. The dialogue in these games is amazing. What do we got here? Find a small but heavy device affixed to the base of the star generator platform. It appears to be magnetic. That must be how the aliens upset the force field protecting the unit. I wonder if we can take that. We can. Interesting. We'll quickly check these bodies. Search of the body reveals nothing. Search of the body reveals nothing. Okay. Let's press on. Whoa, robot. Calm down. No running in the hallways. Okay. So this way. Oh, okay, so that goes underneath there. Interesting. Now, we haven't checked this body, have we? We haven't been down here yet. This is Stuart, one of your crewmates. He appears to be non-functional. You used to kid him about it when he was alive, but now it's true. Oh, Stuart. Okay, I'm just gonna go this way because sometimes those guys will come from the same level you're on, and usually if you backtrack and then come back, you're usually alright, but not always. Oh, there we go. That was pretty close. Okay, so we can't get through this way. I believe this door here is locked. No, it's not. Okay, I guess we'll go down here. This monitor gives a readout about the ship's status. Only the lab scientist really knew exactly what it monitored. Okay, I'm thinking I haven't got much time left here, so I'm just gonna go back and have a quick look around to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, okay, I see. So this loops around. Okay, so we should have everything then. Unless there's something in this closet that we've missed. That was pretty close. You've just stumbled into a small, dark, and very cluttered utility closet. Many things fall, and most of them land on you. Doesn't say much of your cleaning prowess. This mentions that they failed to notice anyone again. Alright. I was pretty lucky I checked that, actually. Okay, we want to quickly get into this elevator. before we get murdered. Alright. Let's just head over this way.
4 minutes till destination.
What do we got? On the screen is some green dude you've never seen the likes of. He seems to be talking, but the audio is out in this area of the ship. Okay, well, we'll press on. Oh, that's not good. I don't know if you can hide behind these or not. Nope, you cannot. Okay. I'll quickly save here and try not to get shot over here again. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually hide behind this thing here, or if you just need to go really fast. I have a feeling you can actually hide behind it, but I could be wrong. Nope, you can. So this elevator here requires a keycard, which I believe is this one. This keycard fits in an electronic lock someplace on the Arcada. So we will select that and try it on here. Hopefully this works. Slide the keycard into the slot. The lock releases with a satisfying click and the elevator door slides open. Cool. That's what we like to hear. Alright, what do we got in here? Some kind of control panel. Control panel has many confusing gauges on it. The only one you can read says caution, launch bay decompressed. So we probably don't want to push that if the launch bay area is decompressed, because that would mean sudden death for us. Small drawer is located just beneath a button. Okay, well, let's try that button. You notice some sort of gadget in the drawer? Well, we'll be taking that. What would this gadget be? This is some sort of gadget. That's helpful. You're not sure what it does exactly, but it has a switch. Okay, well, we won't worry about that for now. We kind of just need to get off the space station before it explodes. And we only have about 7 minutes. This button might have some function involving the adjacent doors. Okay, so I'm not sure if we want to push that one, because I believe this is the airlock, which is decompressed. So we might be safer to try some of these buttons, even though we can't read them apparently. Okay, so there's no buttons on that one. That's not helpful. Maybe this button here. Oh, actually, I think this is what we need to do. Yes, spacesuit hangs in the closet. A helmet sits on the top shelf. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to chuck this spacesuit on, which should mean we can open the airlock safely. Hopefully, we'll find out. Alright, let's give it a go. Cool, it's a good sign. Didn't die. So we might be lucky enough to get out of here actually in time. Some alien anchor being is broadcasting a message about the stolen star generator. Okay, so the star generator is something that was actually stolen from this ship, which is why there's been a detonation that's been triggered. I'm not sure if that's been done by people who were kind of running the place, or if it's been done by the intruders. But we're not going to stick around to find out what happens. Alright, what do we got? It looks like we have a seatbelt here. Seatbelt is dummy tested, which ought to suit you just fine. So we probably want to put that on. We have also got a joystick. This lever causes forward propulsion of the pod when powered up. This is the pod's instrument console. Dials, gauges, and a couple of controls fill out the board. The inside of the Arcadia's escape pod is not exactly packed with luxurious appointments. However, when it comes to saving one's posterior, the pod's as good as it rolls. Pod's instrument consoles, dials and gauges. So I'm not quite sure what we want to do here to get this going. Oh, okay, so we've got some buttons. This is the auto nav button. When operative, it allows the pod to navigate to the closest habitable planet. This button is not to be pushed at any time. Very tempted to push that. This is the button for the escape pod. Power button for the escape pod, sorry. So, what we're going to do, just for fun, is we are going to push the button that we're not supposed to push.
5 minutes till
Why not?
destination.
Let's try it out. Okay, that's a good point. We will turn the power on first. Very good. Actually, we've got a little... Actually, we'll test that after we do this. Okay, let's push it. First we need to leave the launch bay first. Okay. Need that right now. Use the controls. That didn't seem good. Guess those doors are as strong as they look. Okay. I guess it's probably lucky that I saved it there. Maybe we need to open a door somewhere. Wonder if I can get back up. Okay, so there must be some doors we have to open first. These doors here, it looks like. What do we got? Massive bay doors are tightly sealed. This is the cavernous vehicle bay. An escape pod rests on launch rails at the end of the platform. Bay doors at the end of the rails allow access to the emptiness beyond. Okay, so we need to find some way to open these doors. Over here, a couple of strange guys conversing nearby. Yeah, so that's not a good sign. What we've got here, though, looks like an image of the bay doors. So possibly these buttons could help us. Ah, perfect. Okay. Let's open those up and try to get out of here in time. Okay, so let's make sure we do this correctly. We need to put our safety belt on. Turn on the power.
1 minute till destination.
And I believe we use the joystick. Wait, did I turn the power on? Oh, I turned it off. Okay. And hopefully this will work. As you slide the throttle forward, you can feel the Arcada start to shake. Oh, it looks like we're just in time. Alright, very good. Let's just save this quickly. And now it's time for us to push the mysterious button, I think. You have a feeling you shouldn't have pressed that button. Oh my god. Guess that button deploys the LSD. Oh wow. Well, that didn't go well. I believe this is a reference to another game that is called A King's Quest, which is also done by Sierra. Ouch, I think we've got some serious organ damage here. All of them, of course, could be easily replaced in the time period from which you've just arrived. However, a quick scenery check reveals that you are now in the Dark Ages. The only transplant you'll get here is from carcass to spit over flame. As you draw a few final lungfuls of oxygen through your newly acquired sucking chest wound, you gleefully notice your final resting place is near beautiful Nottingham Castle, universally renowned for its inclusion in Sierra's Conquest of the Longbow. Oh my goodness. You're shocked to hear some highly inflammatory language making its way into your auditory canals. Must be some uncivilized ruffians in the nearby pub. Well, you're dead again. We even warned you not to push that button. You have no one to blame but yourself for having to sit through a plug for another fine Sierra product. Maybe you'll follow directions next time. Thanks for playing. Okay. Won't be pushing that button again.